The future of staffing will be high-end and exclusive. Cognitive artificial intelligence, AI, and robotics are reshaping the future of work by automating routine tasks and augmenting activities requiring social, emotional, or high-order cognitive skills. Entry-level and mid-career workers who spend a high proportion of their time on routine, automatable tasks will be most impacted. Automation enabled by technologies like robotics and artificial intelligence promises higher productivity and with it economics growth, increased efficiency, safety, and convenience. Additionally, these technologies raise difficult questions about the impact of automation on jobs, skills, wages, and the nature of work. In this video, we will provide an overview of the multiple trends and forces buffeting the world of work based on recent research from the McKinsey Global Institute and others. For more videos, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for notifications. Is the workforce ready? Today, what many tasks workers perform are capable of being automated. The rise of job matching sites like LinkedIn and Monster have revolutionized how individuals search for work and companies identify and recruit talent. Increasingly, independent workers are offering their services on platforms such as Upwork, Uber, and Etsy, challenging conventional ideas about where and how work is completed. These shifts create considerable uncertainty for policymakers, business leaders, and workers. Employment income and skill development. The labor market is becoming more challenging. Household incomes in advanced economies stagnate and there are increasing skill gaps among workers. The labor market is strained and talent is underutilized. A high unemployment rate is reported along with underemployment around the world. There are 285 million adults in the United States and the 15 core European Union countries who are not in the labor force. At least 100 of those adults want to work and work more. Around the world, 30 to 45% of the working age population is underutilized. That is unemployed, inactive, or underemployed, with approximately 850 million people around the world. The unemployed portion of this number receive the most attention and not the underemployed and inactive portions, which represent the majority of the untapped potential. Almost 75 million youths today are unemployed. There is a large pool of untapped labor among women. 655 fewer women are economically active globally than men. Using the best in the region scenarios in which all countries improve gender gaps at the same rate as the best performing country in their region by 2025, $12 trillion more in annual GDP would be realized. It is equivalent to the combined gross domestic product in Japan, Germany, and the UK. The stagnation or decline of household incomes in advanced economies has fueled public discontent. Most people earn their living through their jobs. The market income of about two-thirds of households in the United States, Western Europe, and advanced economies stagnated or fell from 2005 to 2014. This marked by a deep recession and slow recovery after the 2008 financial crisis. For the first time since the 1970s stagflation era, incomes stopped rising on such large scale, which may have contributed to widespread opposition to globalization. The recession was a leading factor in halting income advancement. Still, Other longer-run factors also played a role, including a decline in the share of national income to workers or the wage share. While productivity has risen across advanced economies, income have fallen, suggesting a decoupling between productivity and income. Compared to national income, corporate profit has increased, capital returns on technology investment have increased, and labor return from increased trade have fallen. Rent income from homeowners has also increased along with capital depreciation. Policymakers in the affected countries indeed took action during the recession to compensate for the income squeeze. For example, by cutting taxes and increasing transfers. Still, these were primary one-time measures in response to the recession and were not sustainable. Globalization has brought many benefits to emerging economies, including lifting millions of people into consuming class. Nonetheless, it has impacted some sectors such as manufacturing in advanced economies, with some jobs moving overseas. Assistance with building new skills and transitioning into new sectors or occupation could have been provided better. Some skill gaps are filled by migration across borders, but tensions can also arise as well. The phenomenon of cross-border migration is a natural consequence of the fact that people cannot find attractive employment opportunities in their countries of origin when other economies are having difficulty bridging their skills gaps. While migration boosts global productivity, its effects are often feared by native workers who face labor market disconnects and a lack of well-paying jobs. In the past 50 years, the number of people living outside their birthplace has nearly tripled. Most have moved to areas where they believe they will find better jobs. Over 90% of the migrants moved voluntarily, and about half moved from developing to developed countries. Migration accounted for approximately 40% of labor force growth in Canada, Spain, and the United Kingdom, and the United States from 2000 to 2014. Technology and automation's impact on the workplace. The use of new technologies has the potential to upend much of what we know about the way people work. Yet, disruption can be both an opportunity and a challenge, given the promise of digital talent platforms and new opportunities for independent work. Automating many of the activities that workers perform today is possible. Since the Industrial Revolution, technological change has continually reshaped the workplace over the past 2 centuries. Still, the pace at which automation technologies are developing today and the scale at which they could disrupt work are unprecedented. Research conducted by MGI on the automation potential of the global economy focused on 46 countries. It represents approximately 80% of the global workforce and has examined more than 2,000 work activities and quantified how easily they can be automated. Less than 5% of the occupations can be fully automated with current technology. Further, even when a whole occupation are not automated, partial automation will affect almost all occupation to some extent or another. It will affect factory workers and clerk and landscape gardeners and dental labs technicians, fashion designers, insurance sales representatives, and even CEOs. Technologies can improve labor markets, digital talent platforms help match workers with jobs. The use of digital talent platforms can improve the matching of workers and jobs, thereby creating transparency and efficiency in labor market and potentially increasing GDP. The evidence from around the world suggests that some people would work more hours if they could. For instance, according to a US survey, 3/4 of the stay-at-home mothers would work if they had flexible schedules. The economic impact will be significant if a fraction of inactive youth and adults utilize these platforms to work only for a few hours a week. The economic impact will be significant. Using their powerful search capabilities and sophisticated screening algorithm, online talent platforms can also speed up the hiring process and reduce individuals' time spent looking for jobs, reducing unemployment. By aggregating data about candidates and job openings across entire countries or regions, they can solve some geographic mismatch and facilitate matches that otherwise would not have taken place. Furthermore, online talent platforms help employers and find suitable candidates for the right job, thereby increasing their productivity as well as their job satisfaction. In emerging economies, they can draw people engaged in informal work into formal employment. This could rise the global GDP per worker. Digital transformation, challenges and solutions. Globally, we are yet to realize the full potential of digitization. Providing access to digital gains could be a significant benefit to all. Although other challenges remain, they can be addressed by exploring several solution spaces, such as enhancing education systems and pursuing public-private partnership to encourage investment in enabling infrastructure. At the level of sectors and companies, we are just beginning to grasp the opportunities presented by digitizing economies. There are significant differences within and across countries and sectors when it comes to using digital technologies by workers and businesses. Our definition of digitization includes digitizing assets, including infrastructure, connected machines, data, and data platforms. Digitization of operations, including business processes, payment systems, and customer interactions. Workforce digitization includes the use of digital tools, digitally skilled workers, and the creation of new digital jobs. The healthcare, education, and retail industries have a much more digitization rate. They tend to be the largest share of the economy and the least productive by GDP. Digital transformation is also uneven. The use of digital technologies by sectors and companies is still in the early stages, and there are considerable disparities. There are also considerable differences from one country to another. In our estimate, the United States has utilized only 18% of digital technology potential, while Europe has captured only 12%. The digital potential of emerging economies is even lower, with countries in the Middle East and Brazil capturing less than 10% of their digital potential. The bad and the worst news are these numbers are striking. By automating, companies have accomplished more with fewer works over the past 50 years. Comparing some of the largest companies from 1962, such as AT&T, to the most prominent companies today illustrates this point. Apple, for example, had a market capitalization 40 times greater than AT&T in 1962, but its workforce was the fifth the size. According to some experts, the next wave of automation will follow the same pattern as previous waves. Many jobs were made obsolete during the Industrial Revolution, but were replaced several times, creating more jobs than destroyed. However, this time around, there are three key differences. We are experiencing a much faster transition. Unlike repetitive tasks or manual jobs, machines replace human judgment and thoughts. The COVID-19 pandemic brought a light on unprecedented benefit of automation. It reduces the need of human contact and thus slows the spread of viral diseases. Imagine, for instance, robots that interact directly with humans could help treat COVID-19 infected patients in an emergency room, says Little shareholder Michael J. Lolito, co-chair of the firm Workplace Policy Institute. The delivery of groceries could be fully automated with online orders being picked up and packed by robots and then delivered by driverless cars virtually and untouched by humans. Unlike repetitive tasks or manual labor, machines replace human judgment and thought. A Stanford University report published in December 2019 indicated that artificial intelligence. A Stanford University report published in December 2019 indicates that artificial intelligence, AI, and automation are progressing 3 times faster than Moore's Law. Originally articulated by Intel co-founder Gordon Moore, the rule of Silicon Valley states that processor speed doubles every 18 months. Moore's Law explained why computing costs have fallen so dramatically. AI developed at Moore's Law pace at first. Starting in 2012, AI computational power doubled every 3.4 months. This means that more jobs could be automated sooner than we thought. That was before the pandemic, a new renaissance. Nevertheless, not everyone sees dark days ahead. Benjamin Hunnicutt has studied leisure technology and labor history at the University of Iowa for decades. A group of experts and academics known as post-workers believe the economy is evolving into a new system. As a result, traditional jobs will become less critical. According to Hunnicutt's new book, The Age of Experience, Harnessing Happiness to Build a New Economy, Temple University Press 2020, an economy is shifting from one based on money to one based on time. Although people will work fewer hours due to automation, they won't need to work as much as they need as much money. Time will increasingly be the currency of this experience economy. Money will play a less critical role. Employers today could use the same remedy. In the early 1990s, Metro's Plastics Technologies in Noblesville, Indiana, switched to 6-hour shifts. Lindsey Hahn, founder and CEO of the startup, says his goal was to attract hard-to-find employees rather than create more jobs during an automation-induced mass unemployment wave. That's all for today's episode. If you have any questions about this episode, please feel free to write it in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe and give this episode a thumbs up. It will help the YouTube algorithm to promote our channel. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next episode.